And what I told my clients is, let's split it up into 3 different categories, okay? Me time, nap time, and magic time. So you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, but my me time is where I'm working on myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, okay? What are the macro blocks of time that I need for my me time, okay? The macro blocks might mean I'm going to do an event. I'm going to go on a 2-day retreat, okay? It could be I'm going to sign up for a race and I'm going to go out of town for a half marathon or a marathon, okay? It could be, hey, I'm going to be a part of a CrossFit event, okay? And that could be part of your me time. Totally cool, all right? Block out that time. You might not be able to block it out for the entire year. You don't know that yet, but that's fine. Let's at least do the first quarter of the year. So January, February, March.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you as always for joining me. I want to thank you so much for rocking with me in 2024. It's been an amazing year. Lots of highs, a few lows, and a few hurricanes that washed us away. But overall, it's been an amazing year. And I just feel so blessed to know you. I feel so blessed to have found a massive purpose in my life to serve you. And I promise you that as we go into 2025, I just want to do more of what I did in 2024. I want to serve you guys and I want to help you. So I feel like this is a perfect time to let's kind of finish out 2024. Let's go into 2025 and let's look at a few different things that we need to be looking at in 2025 so that you can actually make this a truly purpose-filled, profitable, amazing year for yourself, for your business, and for your life. I don't think 2025 is going to be great for a lot of people, but I do think that there's going to be a group of people that are going to crush it. And I'm going to use this call to kind of help you with creating the game plan for that, right? We're going to talk about the predictions of what I believe is going to happen in 2025 and where the trends are right now. We're going to talk about how you actually go into a new year with intention. And we are going to talk about the processes that you need to have, AKA what are the types of behaviors and habits that you're going to need to put into play in order to make this an amazing year for you. So let's talk about the predictions first. So my brother, let me give him a shout out real quick. On Instagram is Mark is Marketing, MarkisMarketing. So Mark is Marketing is his Instagram handle. And he does these different reels and he does very well with them. But one of the reels he recently did was about stores that me and you have grown up with and know and love are shutting down. Macy's was one of them. Macy's is shutting down a couple hundred stores going into 2025. Dollar General, Family Dollar, CVS, Walgreens. And there's a few other ones that I'm forgetting now off the top of my head. But basically, there are so many stores that we know as stores that we've grown up with that are now going out of business. Party City was another one. And it's just crazy. It's like, wow, what has happened? Is it all brick and mortar going out of business? No, it's not that. It's just stores that haven't been able to adapt to a proper business model that's going to work in today's world. And I really think that for you, I think there's a few different groups of you. And I think that if you are going to continue to treat patients, I think you need to really evaluate and look at what business model are you using going into 2025. And if you work consistent and diligent, can you win? See, I think the majority of us, especially for those of us that are in the wrong business model, if we are consistent and we are diligent in our work, we're still not going to win. But if you have the right business model, if you have a business model that's working in today's world, I believe that consistency and being diligent, you're going to win and you're going to win big. So those models that I just talked about, those companies, even though they have a great reputation, a great brand. They've been around for years. It's time for them to go. Conversely, the business that I think, the business that I know is crushing it right now is the car wash business. And I'm seeing car washes open up everywhere. So I'm like, what is it about these businesses that's making them crush it? And I think that they are, they've really figured out a couple things. Number one is back in the day, you used to see car washes where it was a bunch of people that were employed at the car wash, right? And those people were paid money and they would wash people's cars. Nowadays, pretty much all the car washes that you're seeing are all automated car washes. They're machinery. The machinery, they have built a technology to be able to wash the car at about 90 to 95% of the level that it was being washed with by people. Okay, that's number one. So they cut out a lot of human work. There are still humans at the car wash, just not as much because the car wash can work 13-hour days. Okay, that's it. The machinery doesn't get tired. It might need to get a couple parts replaced, but machinery is not going to really call out sick. Okay, so that's one of the things. Number two, every single car wash you can see today, they all are membership based, meaning that you can get your car washed as many times as you want. You can get it washed as little times as you want, but they're making money month over month over month over month. Okay, and they know, just like with insurance, just like with so many other industries, that if you have to pay me month over month over month over month, I know that I can sustain and take care of the bills that I'm obligated to. And I now know that I have recurring revenue that's coming in frequently. And I can have a consistent level of cash flow that's coming into the business. Okay. And that's what car washes do. Okay. Car washes have ascension models, meaning that they have a certain base level car wash, maybe $20, $25, but then they go all the way up to, $40, $50, $60 a month. For me, the one that I use, I want the highest level because most of us, not most of us, there's just a group of people out there that if you give them the highest, they'll take it. I don't want the highest with a lot of things. Okay, there's a lot of things I'll take the cheapest with, but there's certain things that I'll take the highest with. Okay, this happens to be, one of them, right? It's no different than with insurance, right? Some people want the crappiest. Some people are going to have no insurance, but some people are going to take the crappiest insurance, which has the highest deductibles, and they're going to bank on the fact that they're more likely they're not going to get hurt or they're not going to get sick, right? And some people, they're like, no, I'll pay the highest premium because if I get sick, I don't want to have these massive copays and deductibles. Same thing, you guys. Okay, so is your business set up like that? Do you have a recurring revenue model? Okay, do you have a model that's allowing new people to be able to come into your world? Can you even allow for new people to come into your world and them not have to pay you $30, $40, $50 a month right away? Do you have a way for people to come into your world where they can trust you and it could build a relationship with them and you're going to give them so much value that now they're comfortable with paying you that $30, $40, $50 a month? But these are things we got to look at. We got to look at the models that are working. We got to look at what's not working. We got to model more of that and model it towards healthcare. So I think that you're going to see a lot of healthcare businesses go to the membership model. I think that the membership model can be the main way the business runs, but I also think the membership model can be how you keep people after they have come into play, after they have come into your clinic, they've come into your facility. I also believe solution-based offers are going to crush in 2025. I just got off the phone or off a Zoom with one of my inner circle clients that added solution-based offers to her facility. She has 4 clinics and she's rolling it out one clinic at a time. And in December, she's already 4x'd her profits. Guys, I didn't say 4% increase. I didn't say 40% increase. I didn't even say 400%. I said 4 times her profits. 4 times her profits because she has set it up in a model that actually allows them to make massive amounts of profit and give people even better services. So that is my prediction. My prediction is models will win. Models will win over effort. Models will win over consistency. Models will win over diligence. I think Pat Riley said it like this. He said, hard work doesn't guarantee you anything, but without it, you don't stand a chance. And I do believe that is true. Okay. But hard work in the right model today is what allows you to stand a chance. Okay. So I think That's the first thing. All right. So we talked about the predictions. Now let's talk about your plan. So what I shared with some of my students is that for me, what I have done is I have planned out my year. Now I understand that I don't want to, like, I want to have some give, and I want to have, the ability to change my mind and shift things around and whatnot. But I do understand the law of entropy, and I understand the law of intentionality. And that is, if I'm not intentional to something, chances are it's not going to happen in my life. Like, I'm not going to just say, okay, well, I want to get healthier, and I'm not intentional about what type of food I'm eating in the morning, or if I'm eating food in the morning, or what the types of food I'm bringing in. If I am going to go to a restaurant, like, you got to be intentional about stuff, right? So I think it's important for you to be intentional about what you are putting on your schedule. And what I told my clients is, let's split it up into 3 different categories, okay? Me time, mat time, and magic time. So you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, but my me time is where I'm working on myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, okay? What are the macro blocks of time that I need for my me time, okay? The macro blocks might mean I'm going to do an event. I'm going to go on a 2-day retreat, okay? It could be I'm going to sign up for a race, and I'm going to go out of town for a half marathon or a marathon, okay? It could be, hey, I'm going to be a part of a CrossFit event, okay? And that could be part of your me time. Totally cool, all right? Block out that time. You might not be able to block it out for the entire year. You don't know that yet, but that's fine. Let's at least do the first quarter of the year. So January, February, March, okay? And then we have our mat time. That's our messing around time. I highly advise you to make sure that you have some macro messing around time. Messing around time is where you are going to decompress and you're getting away from the work, okay? And so there's nothing wrong with that. Like, even Jesus rested on the 7th day. You can rest. It's okay. So that might be, hey, you know what? I'm going on a vacation in January. I'm going on a vacation in February. I'm going on a vacation in March. Okay, maybe you're not going on vacation. Maybe that is, you know what? I want to have a half a day where I'm going to go to the theme park. I want to have a half a day where I'm going to take the kids to the zoo. I'm going to have some fun, whatever. Like, if you know those things now, put them on your schedule. And if you don't know those things now, go ahead and block out a day in your schedule to allow yourself to be able to totally decompress. That's called macro mat time, okay? That is a half a day, 2 days, 3 days that you are setting aside to just have fun. Like, no work, just give yourself time to recalibrate and just enjoy yourself, okay? And then there's magic time. Magic time is when we're talking about the 4 levels of value, the different types of work that you can do. Visionary work is where you're strategizing, you're thinking, you're creating new things, okay? Communication work is where you are speaking to the audiences that you want to be able to serve. A lot of that is community service-based content, free content. You're giving that out, okay? Communication, right? Unification work is where if you have a team or you have people that are helping you with your mission, you are unifying them so that everybody's on the same page. If you don't have a team, this is where you are spending your time talking to your assistants, your AI assistants, okay? That is unification work, okay? And implementation work is, if you're a clinician, that's where you're treating patients, okay? If you are a coach or consultant, that's where you are coaching and consulting, okay? That's where you are doing the work that allows you to make the money, okay? So that is implementation. All of those things are very, very, very important. And I do all of them. I just like to spend the majority of my time doing visionary work, communication work, and some unification work, okay? I still do implementation, okay? But I just don't want all of my time, 90 to 90%, 95% of my time with implementation work, because that is usually one-to-one, and in some cases one-to-many. And even when it's one-to-many, if I don't do the other things, I'm going to run out of people to do the implementation work on. Got it? Okay. All right. So that is planning out your year. I highly recommend that you start to macro block out those different components of the year. Okay. I also am recommending that you do micro blocks, and micro blocks are where you're saying, hey, these are things that I'm going to do every single week. Like, I have messing around time every week. Okay. That messing around time could be just watching Netflix, By the way, over the break, I watched this movie called Carry On. It was fantastic on Netflix. That would be a great thing you could do in your messing around time. Okay, going to the theme park and going on roller coasters. That's something that you could do in your messing around time. Okay, these are all things that just allows you to decompress, and it's totally fine. All right, so just put those little things on the schedule. All right, and set aside your macro blocks and your micro blocks of your me time, your map time, and your magic time. Okay, so that is the plan. I highly recommend you do that. If you need a calendar, like we don't have any magical calendar or anything like that, but you can, I don't know, just comment or like text us 813-534-6453. Text us calendar, and we'll send you one of our smart success, calendars where you can write this stuff down. Okay. All right. And then the last thing is your processes. Okay. Your processes are your habits. Now, I have a non-negotiable 9. Okay. And these are just habits that I believe that if you're doing this on a regular basis, these habits are going to go in your favor. Now, I talked about this on a prior episode on the podcast, so I'm not going to get into all of it now, but basically, it's in your best interest to just serve people. All right. Serve people, serve your community, push out content, get better with the skill sets that we didn't work on when we were in OT school or PT school or RD school, or, you're in any program that you're in. Okay. So I think it's just really important that we do the activities that's going to allow us to have the ability to achieve a masterful level. Okay. And we need to make sure that we have those habits in play. Now, I want to be vulnerable with you all, and I told this to people on that call. After the hurricane hit, I got into a really, really bad habit, like a really bad habit. And so I have always prided myself on really being proactive and not reactive. For the last 2-3 years, I have not had my phone in my bedroom. Like that was not an issue for me. Okay. My phone was always downstairs, and I would get my phone after I woke up, after I did my reading, Bible, personal development, whatever. I wasn't attached to the phone the way that I am now. Ever since the hurricane, and when we had to evacuate and leave our home for about a month, I started to sleep with the phone on my nightstand of wherever I was at. And we were in Largo at the time. And my justification for it was there's insurance adjusters that I need to speak to. I need to get a new car. I need to get the money back from this, that, I lost this, lost that. So I was like, oh, I don't want to miss a call. And what started to happen was that I wasn't just using the phone for that. I was now picking up the phone and, let me check the account. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a Slack message. Oh my gosh. Whoa, there's a text message from this person. And I was reacting. And I notice now that the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is check my phone. So I realized that that's a habit that is not going to serve me going to 2025. So I say all that to you all because what I would highly advise for you all to think about is what are the habits that you want to bring into 2025? What are the habits? What are the habits that you want to maybe get rid of going into 2025? Well, I'm not an affiliate for this app, but it's an app that I found called Habit Share. Okay, you can get it on the App Store, and Habit Share allows you to not only keep track of what you are doing on a daily basis with the habits that you want to put into play, but it allows you to add friends to the app so that your friends can help to keep you accountable, and you can invite your friends to whichever habit you want them to see. You can say, I did that thing for the day. It will put you on a streak of a day, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many days in a row you've done the thing that you want to do. And I think it's extremely powerful. Very simple. There's nothing fancy to it, but it's called Habit Share. And I would highly advise you to use it if you want to put some new habits into play. What I can tell you is this. It's probably in your best interest to just look at the 1 to 2 big game changers said, hey, if I started doing this, what will that look like 10 weeks from now? Because 10 weeks from now is when that habit, when that thing, that activity turns into a habit. Now, what does that look like a year from now if you were to do A, B, C, or X, Y, Z? So anyways, I think that's super powerful, and that's what I would advise you to do. So that's my little song and dance for you as we end out 2024. We go into 2025. And if you're listening to this in 2025, I still think this is extremely powerful for you to take and to help you take you to the next level. So anyways, listen, if you guys want to see the class that I did, the training that I did, all right, you'll see somewhere on this video, or maybe you can text us to 813-534-6453. Text us training, 2025 training, and we'll send you the link to that Zoom call. So there's 50-ish people on or something like that. And you can see what I said to them. And I think this will be extremely beneficial for you. Anyways, with that said, thank you so much for being with me in 2024. And I wish God's blessings on you, prosperity, and massive purpose and impact as we go to 2025. Till next time.